Hello, I'm Adam. About a couple hours ago, I released a video talking about my business plan. In that business plan, I mentioned that I was planning on buying a second drone. Well, the first one I had to have sent to a different location because of shipping requirements, and I have not yet received it. And I mentioned that I was going to be buying a second drone. So I went out and I bought a second drone for 135 bucks because the guy just was willing to be very negotiable about the price. It's Black Friday weekend, so I was able to get a little bit better deal than normally I'd be able to. So I got the box. I have opened it once, but just to make sure that the box itself, or just to make sure that I can get into it, actually be able to play with it a little bit, I need new batteries, so I cannot operate it yet, and plus I'm inside, so I don't want to destroy it just quite yet. So here is the box. Protocol. Yes, this is an RC car drone combined into one. It can be both driven and flown. And some of the features in this thing, it drives and flies, as I just mentioned. Flies up, down, forward, backward, which I didn't know was even a capability of drones. Right, left, and side to side. Drives forward, backward, right, and left. Banked turns, which I don't necessarily intend on doing with this thing. At least not until I've had this thing for a while, or I buy something of a little higher quality that I'll be using more consistently and using this more as like a prop than anything else. Transitions from flight to drive seamlessly, which, that's just cool. 2 selectable speeds. I'm guessing it's fast and slow. I do not have a mileage per hour on that, or feet per second, I suppose would be a more amicable measurement in this case, because it's really not that big. It's like 9 inches long. 6-axis motion sensitive auto stabilizers. I'm not gonna lie to you, I have no idea what that means. If you want to put in the comments that answer, what does that mean? By all means, let me know. Auto launch, hover, and land, which that's what I'm probably going to be using more than anything else. And because this thing has wheels, I don't have to worry about dropping it like on the camera itself or anything like that. Just being able to set it to auto launch, have it just stay in one spot, photo, boom. And in the future, I actually want to be able to photograph or video some of my YouTube videos with this thing, because I honestly think not only will I get good quality, but come on, that's just cool. 2.4 gig remote. The remote in this thing actually is, like, it's bigger than the drone. And it comes with a little clip so that I can hold my phone attached to it, and it does connect to it. But like I mentioned, I need new batteries, so I can't operate it just quite yet. Crash resistant materials. It's got fenders. I need to look through that again to see just exactly what it means. Video is 640 by 480 pixels, which is practical for a phone. Photo is the exact same, 640 by 480 pixels. Simultaneous video and photo. Wow, I didn't even realize that. That's awesome. Live streaming video capability. That is one of the selling points on this thing that got me to want to do this, because I have never live streamed anything before, and being able to connect this thing to my YouTube channel to legit live stream and just be, woo, yeah! I don't think I need to say anything more than that. Also can control by smartphone free app. I have not yet downloaded the app. As soon as I am able to, I'm going to be doing that. I need to get the batteries first. That way I can just go straight to connecting them. Measures 9 inches long, includes wingspan. Like I said, it's not big. Recharges directly through provided USB cord. That was another selling point for me. Being able to just charge this thing up just on the spot, just plug it into a wall. It does not specify if I need rechargeable batteries, because it takes AA's. I need to look into that further, but at the same time, that actually is... Oh, here we go. Remote requires 4 AA, or simply AA, batteries, not included. That's the one thing I wish I would have read. Box includes drone, remote for phone mount, USB charging cable, instruction manual. Be nice if some other things came with that. And spare blades. One of the things I was concerned about was accessories for the drone itself when I was talking about my business plan. And that was... This actually takes some of that off. I mean, it's not everything that I'm not gonna... Or that I'm gonna be able to just go like, oh yeah, I'll be fine. But it is one of the things that I need. So... Now that I've gone almost 7 minutes into describing just what it has, what the box itself tells me that it has, which, like I said, I've already checked, so I know it does have those things. Because YouTube likes these, let's open the box. And it's not like 7. If you don't get that reference, it's a good movie. And I set this in a certain way. So, I'm going to set this on its side, and I'm going to move the phone here so that you can actually see what it is I am doing. Actually on its side. There's a reason why I'm doing it this way. Outer box, I'm going to keep this thing since it has a handle. It's viable for being able to transport this way and not have to buy a special carrying case, which I may do later anyway. Which brings me up to something that I didn't realize I was going to need. First things first, directly to the top of the box. Now that I've shown you, is this not just a really cool toy? I mean, come on! This is just a cool toy. Now that I've bragged about it a little bit, I need to actually talk about what this thing has. So it's got 4 propellers. They all work. This thing has a little light in the back that I can have go on and off while it's in flight. That way, it actually senses like, hey, one of the regulations for flying one of these things for commercial use is that you can go no higher than 400 feet in altitude. This light will start flashing red if I I think it'll start flashing yellow if I start getting close, and if I go over 400 feet, it starts turning red, saying, hey, dude. And then, it's got 4 wheels, so I don't have to worry about there being a landing gear. It's already got it. I don't have to worry about landing directly on the camera, partly because it's got the wheels, but also the camera is internal. It's actually closer to like in this range, because the camera itself is right there. Right there in front. I don't have to worry about having this gigantic bulky thing like dragging along the bottom like I was afraid was going to happen. One of the selling points for this thing is that the camera is entirely built into it. And then to actually get it to do things, or to actually turn it on, there's an on-off switch right here. And then I can open up the bottom right here. This was disconnected. I connected it whenever I first got this thing. And then in order to charge this, which is what came with it, there's this end right here. And the charging cable itself connects directly to this. That way I can charge this thing like on the spot directly into the wall. And because I need to be careful, this may one day be my livelihood. Be careful with the wires and push it closed. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and set this back in the box. Not just because I'm done talking about it, but because I'm now scared of me. I mentioned that there was a reason why I was doing it like this. These were both in the bottom of the box. I'm going to do this one first, and then I'm going to talk about this one. So, this one right here, you might be asking yourself, oh, what's that thing? Or you might have figured out, like, oh yeah, I know what's going on here. This is, in fact, zero melt control. And it even has little protectors for the joysticks. You know, that's what we called them when I was a kid. And this is what I was talking about I need the AA batteries for. I'm not going to open it up right now, but there's a little screw right here. This does come with a little screwdriver so that I can open this up. Open it up. It takes 4 AA batteries. I plug them in. So one of the things I was realizing whenever I was opening this thing up, if I get 4 rechargeable batteries, I'm going to have to recharge them separately, because charging this thing up on its own, it doesn't work like that. The recharging cable is actually in this box, and it only recharges the drone itself. It does not recharge this remote control. This remote control, however, does have several other options. The clip that comes with it, so I can put my phone on, goes onto this right here. And of course, it's got this little antenna. It's small enough that it sends high frequency, or the smaller the antenna, the more direct the frequencies go. It's a complicated thing, but smaller antennae, I suppose that's the plural of it, creates a more direct link to whatever it is that you're controlling. So this is going to be more direct. It doesn't need to be longer because what I'm flying is not going to be going over 400 feet. And frankly, also one of the regulations is that it cannot leave my eyesight. So I don't want it to be that far away from me at any one time, so I don't need this to be all that high. And then turn it on, up, down. It's idiot proof, and I love it. I'm probably going to need that in the future. I have not yet had a chance to look at this thing. Whenever I get the batteries, I'll be able to play with this a bit, because I'm pretty sure this is the actual controls for the thing itself, rather than, like, this is obviously for movement, but this is more for, like, the actual thing itself. This is for actual push it in, push it out. Takeoff, landing, exactly as it says. I know it's backward because it's a video, but yeah. Takeoff. There's another one on the other side. It's not labeled yet. It's probably the landing one. That way I can get it to go both up and down. There's also 2 on each side of the on-off. Again, I need to I need to read the instructions, and I most assuredly will be reading the instructions before I actually try and fly this thing. Put these back on, now that I've so abruptly put this thing back in its little plastic container. And then is this box. Usually boring boxes contain the most important things that are also boring. Hence, it's awesome. Opening it up. And what's this? Instructions, which I will be looking at later, not during this video, because I've already run it up to about 15 minutes. This is the actual instruction manual, which it bothers me that people don't actually read these things. And I got myself a little coupon for other replacement parts that I will probably need in the future. The box itself is now empty, but I also pulled out this. The boring things that nobody ever really thinks about, but are just as fascinating when you actually delve into them. For starters, this right here, this is the clip for the phone. I can't demonstrate that right now because I am videotaping this on my phone. Or recording. No one says videotaping anymore. I don't know. I'm old. Oh, so this is, this goes on. Oh, this actually goes onto the antenna itself. So I can just slide that on, and it's designed to just stay on that. Like it's actually, like it stays on that thing itself, and then you clip the phone onto it. That's really neat. And then, as promised, propellers. 4 of them. 1 per. That way, that's one less thing I'm going to have to purchase, at least for now, in the future. Now, I mentioned the charging cable. As you might remember, this is the exact same type of end as what is in the drone itself. And of course, comes with the USB port, which today's society, I already have about 3 things that this can plug into, so I can plug into a wall. Or my truck, even. I have no intention of charging this thing in my truck, but you never know. I might have to do that for my future business ventures. You never know. And then, as promised, a little screwdriver, so that I can put the batteries into the remote control and not have to buy a special screwdriver just so that I can put batteries in the remote control. And that is everything for this drone that I can demonstrate for right now. I can't really use it, at least not, well, I can't really use it for financial purposes, actually using the drone itself, because I have not yet passed the Part 107, which is an FAA-regulated test. It's very straightforward, but once that happens, I can actually start using this thing. All I have to do is actually found the business. But yeah, that's me playing with my new toy and unboxing my, let me read directly off of it. Protocol Terracopter EVO RC Car drone with camera. I'm just going to go ahead and leave it there. All right. Cheers.